Joe creeps on his neighbour Natalie, who's married to tech entrepreneur Matthew Engler. She comes on to him, but he turns her down. In this new town, Love befriends mumfluencer Sherry and Joe, her husband, Carrie. Suspicious of Joe, Love finds a hidden box of Natalie's things, leading to her attacking her neighbour in the basement of her newly bought bakery. Joe cleans up the mess his wife has created, and while stocking up for her new business, Love meets Theo, Matthew's stepson, who flirts with her. Later, she and Joe once more build a glass room in the bakery's basement, with both hiding keys inside from one another. Joe gets a job at the library, meeting Dante and Marianne. Henry is rushed to hospital, where they discover he has measles. Joe attempts to plant Natalie's bloody scarf in Matthew's house, but begins to hallucinate, realizing he has measles also. He's woken up by Matthew and, realizing he's a nice guy, burns the scarf instead. The next day, Gil comes round to the bakery, apologizing to Love, as he and his family are anti-vaxxers. Angry for putting her son in danger, she attacks him. Believing he'd go to the police if let go, Joe attempts to find some dirt on him. They discover his son assaulted a young woman in college, with his wife paying her off. Gil didn't know about this, hanging himself. Love has a plan, however. She plants Natalie's murder weapon with his fingerprints on in the woods, whilst Joe takes the body back to Gil's home, with a letter admitting his guilt in killing Natalie. Theo kisses Love whilst Joe takes a liking to his boss, Marianne. Love hooks up with Theo but regrets it, telling him to find someone his own age. She believes she's pregnant, worried it may be Theo's. Meanwhile, he finds his dad has been hacking into local security cameras to find out who killed Natalie, not believing it to be Gil. Joe gets to know Marianne better. She's split from her ex, Ryan, who has custody of their daughter, making Marianne's life a living hell. She admits she has feelings for Joe, but doesn't want to split up a family. Theo tells Love about what he saw, and she decides to abuse his crush on her to discover what Matthew knows. With Ryan harassing Marianne, Joe looks into him. Meanwhile, Sherry asks Love if she and Joe want to join her and Carrie for a night. Seeing his opportunity to ruin their marriage and be with Marianne, Joe sets out to convince Love to agree to Sherry's offer. She does, but she freaks out when she sees him fantasizing about someone else. They argue, with Sherry and Carrie hearing Love talk about murdering Natalie, leading to them getting locked up in the glass room. Theo reports back to Love about the camera hacking, whilst Joe sleeps with Marianne. Love uses Sherry's social media influence to post about Matthew, forcing him to delete everything, and explaining her and Carrie's disappearance. Theo managed to copy everything down, searching through the footage, finding a video of Joe driving off in Natalie's car. Joe meanwhile stalks Ryan after he wins a custody hearing, stabbing him. Theo finds Sherry and Carrie at the bakery, but before he can let them out, Love arrives, striking him over the head. Joe cleans himself up, hiding the blood-soaked clothes from Love, before going to deal with her mess, discovering Theo still alive. He takes him to the hospital, drugging him to give him time to escape with Marianne. Meanwhile, Love finds the blood-soaked shirt, realizing who Joe has been obsessed over. That night at dinner, being confronted, Joe asks for a divorce. When she's not looking, he grabs the carving knife in case, but Love drugged him, leaving him paralyzed. While she leaves to make a delivery, Matthew comes in, finding him on the floor. Working out that his stepson is safe at the hospital, he leaves Joe there at the mercy of Love. She returns, inviting Marianne over, intending to kill her, but she's saved as her daughter comes in. Love warns her about Joe and they leave. Before she can kill her husband, Joe injects her with aconite. He noticed Love growing wolfsbane in the garden and took an antidote before dinner. As he forms a plan, dropping off Henry at Dante's and sending an email from Love admitting to the murders, starting a fire and chopping off his own toes to explain his disappearance, Sherry finds a key planted in the glass room, managing to escape. Joe finds himself in Paris, looking for Marianne.